In this video, we're going to talk about what I wish I knew before my first coding job. If you don't know me, my name is Jake. I'm an ex-Amazon engineer, and I'm making these videos for free to show you exactly what did work, what didn't work, what I'm actively doing to earn $100,000 as a remote front-end engineer. So if you're a career switcher, if you're somebody that's looking to get into the industry, this is exactly what's going to help you understand what it is, why I messed up, how I messed up, so that you can learn from me so that you can get to the money faster, right? So let's talk about what I wish I knew. So first is that you are not expected to know everything, especially as an intern, especially as a junior engineer. You are not meant to be an encyclopedia, right? So what do I mean by you don't have to know everything, okay? You don't need to know the framework it is that you're going to be writing in. You don't have to know the language it is that you're going to be writing in from back to front, from right to back. Like, you don't have to memorize the damn documentation. You don't have to try to know everything, right? That's all I'm going to try to say. You should be aware and comfortable with the fundamentals. How do you write for loops? How do you write conditionals? How do you use an API? How do you do all this, right? And nowadays, there's really no excuse not to at least be able to feel comfortable with the fundamentals. Like with AI, with Claude, with Cursor is a text editor. With these tools at your disposal, you should feel very comfortable very quickly, right? If you don't have an answer, you should feel comfortable asking ChatGPT, asking Claude, asking another model like, hey, I'm stuck on this. Where am I going wrong? Why am I not understanding this? Can you help me rewrite my code so it works? Whatever, right? But that's the main thing. You are not an encyclopedia. And even as you move beyond, say, entry level, internship, junior roles, things like that, you are still not meant to be an encyclopedia. As an engineer, you are a problem solver. It is your job to turn ambiguity into concrete solutions. It is your job to turn ideas into the real world, right? So let's say a business leader, let's say a product manager is like, hey, we want to build this user system that stores their data and shows them their finances accurately. Like, let's go build it, right? And obviously it's very easy for people to say, but like, who is the one that's actually going to turn that into code? Who's the one that's going to give an estimate for how long it's going to take, so on and so forth? As an engineer, it is your job to take that ambiguity to say like, look, I don't know off the rip. I can't give you an answer right away. Let me think through it. I will come to an answer. I'll come with some resources. I will have put some thought into this issue so that we can come to maybe a few solutions and talk about the trade-offs here and see which path we want to take, okay? So that is number one. You are not expected to know everything. And right, this caused a lot of stress for me. And in hindsight, I would not have even stressed. I would rely on my problem solving abilities, right? And just been like, yep, I'm confident at what I do. And I'm okay saying, look, I don't know right now. I will get back to you with an answer, okay? It is totally okay to operate that way. Obviously, as you move up, you're expected to know more, but when you're first starting, you're not meant to be an expert, right? Number two, how to ask for help, okay? When you're in your first job, like, you're going to get stuck, right? You're going to feel dumb at times. Things are going to be hard. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to panic because you're like, oh my gosh, am I on a deadline? Like, do they think I'm dumb? Are they going to fire me? Whatever. The reality is you're on a team for a reason. You're surrounded by senior engineers for a reason, all right? They're there to help you out when you get stuck. They're there to mentor you so that they can make you a better engineer so that you can then mentor others that come behind you. Now, there's ways to ask for help that is going to piss people off, that's going to annoy people, that's going to waste their time. There's ways to ask for help that is going to make people like you more, it's going to make people respect you, and it's going to make them want to help you, all right? There's two ways, and people mess this up all the time. And it's not just engineering. It's not just engineering. It's like, this will serve you in life, or at least it served me in life so far. So there is the lazy way, and then there is the, what I would say, like putting in effort beforehand, all right? So putting in effort, all right? And what do I actually mean by this, all right? So as an engineer, you're going to get, like, your code's not going to work. And especially as a newer engineer, you're not going to feel comfortable looking at that error screen and just being like, dude, I don't know what to do. I ask Google, I don't know what to do, all right? And so the lazy way of asking for help, the lazy way of asking a question is like, hey, look, I'm seeing this issue. Can you help me, or can you fix it, right? Let's rewrite this. So it's saying something like, hey, I'm seeing this issue. Can you fix it? Or can you help me fix it, right? Just like very lazy way to ask a question, right? And the people you're asking to, unless you're dealing with like a saint who just like, for whatever reason, loves helping beginners, they're going to be kind of annoyed because you're taking them away from their work. You're distracting them and they get nothing out of it. They really just don't get that much out of it, right? And the thing with coding is usually like beginners will ask these questions like, hey, I'm seeing this issue. Can you fix it? The reality is, to debug an issue, it usually takes going a few layers deeper to actually understand what's going on before you can actually come to a conclusion or come to a solution. And so it's going to require getting on a call. It's going to require asking more questions, and you just need more context. Very rarely can you just look at an error state and know exactly what's going on, right? You have to maybe breakpoint, or you have to console log out, see the different state at different times to understand what's going on with code. Now, the other way to ask for help is by putting in a little effort beforehand. And what do I mean by that? Like, let's say you're experiencing an error in your code, or you can't get a div aligned, or like for whatever reason, you can't just solve this problem. Okay. The way that served me, that's been helpful for me in getting the help that I need whenever I get stuck, being like, hey, first, actually stick with the problem for a little while, right? If you don't have a solution immediately, no worries. Spend 30 minutes, spend an hour, spend a couple hours on trying to solve the problem yourself. And what does that actually mean, right? Try, Google it, try solution A, try solution B. Oh, did that work a little bit? All right, write that down. Write down what you tried in solution A. Maybe there's another third solution C that you can try. Write down all the things that you've tried and what you saw when you tried them, okay? Paint some color on the problem it is that you're experiencing. Paint some color into what you've tried and what you saw as a result of that. Oftentimes what you'll find is you'll actually solve the issue yourself. And when you sit with a problem and solve the issue yourself, two things are going to happen. One, you get smarter because you start to build that pattern recognition muscle of like, oh, I've seen that problem before. It's probably this. All right. So one, it's going to make you a better engineer. Two, a lot of times you'll actually just solve the problem and then not have to waste somebody else's time. But the third is when you do inevitably need help, which you will need help at times, like it's inevitable. When you do ask somebody for help and you can go to them and be like, hey, I'm seeing this. I've tried this. This is what I saw when I tried this. I tried this. This is what I saw when I saw this. I tried like option C, and this is what I saw when I tried that. I'm still kind of stuck. Can you help me understand what's going on, right? When you can demonstrate to, say a senior engineer or somebody else that you put in the effort, you've tried, and you've eliminated some options as to what actually happened when you tried those things, they're going to respect you. They are going to understand that you've tried and you like genuinely need help. And they're much more likely to come to a quicker solution because you've already painted context onto the problem, right? You've already helped them in the debugging process of like, oh, okay, if it's not these things, maybe it's this other option that you couldn't see as a junior engineer or whatever, right? So when you put in efforts, not only is it going to save them time, right? So it's going to make you better. So first, it's going to make you better. Second, a lot of times we'll just solve the problem. So I'm not even going to write that down. A lot of times we'll just solve the problem, but it's going to make the other person respect you more as an engineer. And why does that matter, right? Like ultimately, maybe we're just after money, or ultimately like we don't really care about the respect of others. If that's you, no worries. But if you want the respect of the senior engineers, if you want their mentorship, if you want them to help you become a better engineer so that you can go and chase higher and higher salaries, so that you can go and chase higher, harder and harder problems, right? It's in your best interest to get these people to respect you, right? You show them that you care, you show them that you're putting in the effort, and they're much more likely to lend you a hand with the problem that is you're trying to solve. So put in the effort to your problem beforehand. Ultimately, it's just a win-win-win for everybody. You save them time, you come to an answer quicker, and it's going to make you better. And what are all these things going to do for you? Ultimately, just going to lead to more money, because if they help you, you're going to become a better engineer, right? And it's just this upward spiral of goodness here. So asking for help, there's a lazy way and there's a good way to do it. If I were to tell myself, give any piece of advice before I go and ask somebody else to leave their own work and come help me, I'm going to at least put in the effort beforehand to try to fix it, to try to eliminate some options beforehand, right? So that's how to ask for help. So first, you're not expected to know everything. And then second, how to properly ask for help. And then number three, this is probably the most important of the three here, in my opinion, actually tying your work to business needs. Okay. As an intern, as a junior developer, you're not going to have much say in what it is you actually work on, but you can maneuver your way into working on stuff that more closely aligns with business needs. What do I mean by that specifically? You want to focus on work that's going to cut costs for the business or generate revenue. A lot of engineering work tends to focus on cutting costs, making processes more efficient, eliminating the need for humans in certain processes. Other businesses may generate money in the form of like, okay, you improve retention, you improve conversion rate, you improve traffic, things like that. If you can tie your work directly to business needs, this is going to help you for two reasons, right? It's going to help you in your current role, and then it's going to give you a huge boost when you go and inevitably look for your next role, right? So in your current role and then in your next role. All right. So in your current role, why does that matter? Why do you want to tie your work to business needs? Well, if you can communicate to, say, engineering leaders, PMs, to C-suite, if you will, they're going to love you, right? If you're making them money, the whole goal of a business is to make money. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you're in it to make money. And so if your work directly impacts money, they're going to love you're indispensable to them. If they pay you less than you generate for the business, they're going to love you. They want to keep you around forever. And what does that mean for you? That means dollars in your pocket. That means dollars in your pocket. market, right? So if you can find a way to make sure that your work focuses on these things, you're indispensable to the business, right? That's how that's going to help you in your current role. And it's going to give you opportunities to level up wherever it is in that current company you're at. Now, in the next role, when you're interviewing for the next role, yeah, you're going to talk to recruiters. Yeah, you're going to talk to HR people, and you can talk a little bit about your experience then. But odds are you're going to talk to a senior engineering leader. You're going to talk to a C-suite person, especially if you're at a startup. You'll probably just talk to the CEO. And what you have to understand is non-engineers a lot of times don't necessarily care about the engineering complexity or the difficulty of the problems you worked on. Let me repeat that. They don't necessarily care about the difficulty or the complexity of the problems that you worked on. What do they care about is how what you built impacted the business you worked for. All right. Did you stand up a microservice that saved the business hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? Did you run conversion rate optimization that made the business millions of dollars per year? If you can speak about your work in such a way that you say, hey, look, I built this X thing that drove Y business outcome in Z timeframe. If you can speak about your work that way, you all of a sudden, you speak eye to eye with C-suite, you speak eye to eye with whoever it is you're talking to, right? You're no longer just, like the nerdy engineer who's like obsessed with their little toy right here. All of a sudden, you are a valuable asset to any business, and it's going to make you hyper employable wherever you go. You're going to be hyper competent with whomever it is you talk to, all right? So I guess I'll write that out. So I built X, which drove Y business outcome, usually revolves around saving time, cutting costs, basically time or money, right? Which in a lot of ways are the same thing. Y business outcome in Z time frame, right? And if you can speak about your work that way, all of a sudden you'll find that like your interviews are a breeze, your conversations are a breeze, because you didn't just work on some niche siloed project that doesn't really matter at the end of the day, something that you care about. You worked on something that is actually meaningful to others, right? And that's the bigger theme. It's like, it doesn't matter what you care about, right? If you're an employee, it does not matter what you care about. It matters what the business needs, okay? So that is something I would tell my younger self is from a younger age, focus on how your work ties directly to business needs, and you're just going to see opportunities fly out the window, right? If you can speak about your work in that way, you can make more money in your current role, you can make more money in your next role, and it's, again, just this upward spiral. So again, to recap the three things, you are not expected to know everything. You're expected to solve problems. You're an engineer. You are a problem solver. The second, don't be lazy when you ask for help. Put in a little work beforehand. It's going to reward you infinitely. And number three, tie your work to business needs. It's going to help you at your current role and your next role, all right? So if you found this helpful, I make other videos. You can check them out for free on this channel about how to break in, how to switch into front-end development. And if you want my personal help about how to go about this faster, how to actually break into the industry, if you want me to hold your hands to get you into this position where I'm at, where I'm earning 6 figures remotely as a front-end developer, go ahead and go to this website right here, frontendfuture.com, or click the link below in the description. I've included a free training for you. You can go and watch that for free. At the end of the free training is an option to book in some time with me. So you can book a call, we can have a conversation, we can talk about how exactly I can help you do this so that you can start earning in your own life, start living the remote lifestyle. So if that's you, go ahead and click the link down below in the description. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a video. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.